big ass head. Look how big that motherfucking head is. Watch when it showed up. When you still seeing it walking. Look,
looks like somebody.
Look. That motherfucking head huge as shit. That nigga look like about 10, 15 niggas I know. I swear to God. At least. That black nigga, he look like hella people I know. What did he say? What did he say? Bullshit?
Disrespectful,
Come on, guys, let's kick it in.
And I'm inviting you to do it with me for free. It's just so easy with Beachbody On Demand. I can choose my workout, push play, and without thinking about it, I get a great workout done in about a half hour without ever leaving the house.
Baskin Robbins open?
And I believe in this so much.
I don't ice cream. I want some bubble gum. I wonder why they don't sell bubble gum ice cream in the store.
30-30-30.
That's a flavor. They sell all them weird ass flavors. Bubble gum is actually good. Is these little skinny baddies up here any good? Where did they come out of? They all no good? All of them? Don't get them away, right?
Yeah. Put them in that bag on the floor, though, not in the garbage.
Or you can take it up a notch with the 21-Day Fix Extreme. If you're looking for a longer program, you should try 80-Day Obsession. It's great for burning off your belly, shaping your booty, and getting a total body transformation. I mean, look at these results. Now, if you want to do something a little lighter and fun, try Country Heat. That's my easy-to-follow, calorie-burning cardio dance program. Yes, she lost over 60 pounds dancing. Really sculpt your physique? Try the Master's Hammer Eagle to train like I do for a fitness competition. I mean, check out her abs. What? Right there alone is over $800 in my fitness programs that you can try.
Did you look at anything on mine?
But wait, text me right now, and I'll also show you how to make over 200 delicious recipes for my Fix It cooking show and still lose weight.
Yeah, we need to. Let's go. Okay, Max.
After this day, I'm gonna come back and go like this.
People this week to get instant access to all of my fitness and nutrition programs for free. Text HOME to 303030. That's HOME to 303030, and I'll see you on Beachbody On Demand.
You like your local news? Isn't it time you like your local news app?
Introducing the all-new Fox 12 app, redesigned with first live local news.
Pause on your phone, resume watching on TV.
We even suggest stories we think you'll love.
Investigations, Surprise Squad, Interactive Radar, and your forecast on your phone and on streaming TV.
Anytime,
all the time.
The app you've been waiting for is here. The all-new Fox 12 app, first live local, free.
How I get that off my...
And we're open. Sometimes a little bite can pack a lot of flavor, like my taste bud tingling buffalo popcorn chicken, made with Frank's Red Hot. So don't resist. Get saucy anywhere. Pop my 100% all white meat buffalo or classic popcorn chicken combo for just $4.99.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff works at a big box store and says the defendant, a customer, asked him for $1,000. But then he told the guy he didn't support Trump and he refused to pay him back. The defendant says the plaintiff gave him the cash, and the argument was over Army versus Marines. It's the case of Keep Trump or Pay Me.
Okay, so how did the two of you meet?
Well, Judge, I met him after retiring from the Army. After 32 years, I met him in San Antonio, where I was the front-end manager at San Antonio.
Live from Fox 12, Oregon, this is breaking news.
And good afternoon. Washington Governor Jay Inslee is holding a press conference right now on the state's COVID-19 response. Let's listen in.
Ready? Good afternoon. Today I'm pleased to say that we are starting our careful, phased, science and data-driven process to reopen Washington's economy while we are remaining absolutely steadfast in our commitment to the health of Washingtonians. On Monday, I will issue a new extension of our Stay Home, Stay Healthy order. And this will allow us to take some initial immediate steps to begin reopening. We're turning the dial. Washington businesses will reopen in 4 phases, which I'll discuss today. And in addition, several smaller counties that have not been hit so hard by COVID-19 will be able to apply to the Department of Health for a variance from my order so that they can continue to open some of their operations. But I've got to just at the outset recognize something that all of we Washingtonians have to realize, and that we have not won this fight against this virus. Monday's order will continue a ban on public gatherings. Many businesses will have to remain closed. And that is why I'm extending the order through May 31st.
What's your boy?
I would like to tell you that we would all be able to make reservations on June 1st, but I cannot. We will have to continue to monitor and to assess the data on a daily basis and adapt as conditions allow.
Oh, you did your phone, okay.
So the new normal is not here yet, but I'd like to share some good news and then a consideration. This morning I met with the Department of Health team who've been doing a crackerjack job and modelers from the Institute for Disease Modeling. This morning, they told me that there is continuing evidence that we are suppressing the spread of COVID-19. Transmission rates in central Puget Sound are down. What we're doing is working. Social distancing is working. But the stark answer to the question of lifting restrictions was summarized well in the final graph of the presentation I saw. And the headline there was, cautious, well-informed relaxation will be critical. Why don't you leave that one up there just a minute, Sam? Let's go back to the other slide. I want to show you what this slide means. If you look at the slide from the Institute, what it shows is that the infections have peaked at a certain level. This is for King County. This is just a representative sample of one of our great counties. You'll notice that the black dots represent data points that we've experienced, and the red dots are what we've experienced just for the last couple of weeks. What we have seen is that there appears to be a reduction in the rates of infection, or the R0 number, you've heard about that. In King County, that's good news. But if you look at the gray line on this chart, that gray line, as it starts to go up, represents what would happen to us if we abandoned our social distancing efforts today. That is a dangerous increase in fatalities. We cannot allow that to happen. We have to remain committed to make wise decisions. And I think this is one we're making today. So we're laying out a course in this regard to make good data-based decisions of reopening at the right pace. Now, before we get in details of this order, I would like to address the families of over 800 Washingtonians who have lost their lives to this virus. I just want you to know this. You and your loved one will never be a number to us. You're going to be someone that our hearts are with. And the memories will not be washed away by the numbers on the graphs we talk about, because every one of these losses leave the holes in the hearts of their loved ones. And as we go forward and make these very difficult decisions, I hope people will share that view that I have about these families. Now, some people have argued that this threat is exaggerated, that the death rate doesn't warrant a vigorous response. And to those people, I ask to consider for one moment what it is like to lose a loved one to this vicious and somewhat mysterious killer. 6 months ago, we didn't know anything about this virus. But as of this week, as many people have died in the United States as all of the U.S. soldiers we lost in 8 years of combat in Vietnam. We are not wrestling with whether to lean toward the economy or to public health. They are one. They are mutually dependent. As economist Justin Wolfers put it Thursday, there is no economic health without public health. So I'd like to share with you to show how we're going to carefully recover. I'm joined today by Department of Health Secretary John Weisman, as well as Vice Admiral Dr. Raquel Bono, the director of our state's COVID-19 healthcare response. And they will be available for questions a little later. So there are 4 phases.
What do I want?
Work like a
Not
magnet.
this
Down
motherfucker.
9 more to go.
This nigga gonna scare the shit out of me.
Why do they keep showing this shit?
My baby done start watching the
Idris
wine.
Elba's
My
like-
baby done start watching the wine, got turned out.
Here, turn it to something. I'm trying to
Turn
figure
it.
this
What
out.
we got?
Hmm?
We got shows. Put something on.
And saw it as an opportunity to meddle in
Put Snowbird on.
Here. Get it. I want to hit your nuts.
Leave it right there. You got it?
But at the end of the day,
Doing something right
they
now.
are better together.
Hey, mama. We gotta go on a run. We gotta go on the smallest run. This is my last home. It's him. Hey, mama. It's him. Look, you talking about, I need that ice cream. Look.
Oh, yeah, they're messed up. We gotta go back and get them that.
Come on, I'm gonna feed you. I'll be that ice cream. You gotta switch it, bruh.
Your brother, but aren't we all adults here? I know your brother didn't want you to get with the last dude you were with. Are you kidding me? That's like me asking you, why are you using a certain type of tampon? Because I am. So are you saying you want to keep seeing him? What I do in the future, I can't tell you. You my brother. First of all, you don't have to be disrespectful. Listen here. I'm gonna tell you this right now. So I'm not gonna do this. No, we're not gonna do this. It's just because I don't understand. What do you want? Nothing's gonna happen. To your brother. No, you're not. Nobody is gonna tell me how to navigate anything in my life. You are just something else. Thank you. Initially, when I met Destiny, it was very awkward. If you're really ready to take this to the next level, I would love to help you. I don't know you. I don't know your references. And now, not only are you hooking up with my brother, but you're meeting up with me just to talk more Who does that? I think it's very clear that you and I are totally different people. You take the soul and energy out of it. Oh, I do? Yeah. Okay. You do. Am I taking it now?
I just wanted to check in on you guys.
Can I actually box a second? Absolutely. Yeah. I don't understand why she feels like she can talk to me the way she's talking to me, but I'm over it. I'm trying to be graceful towards you. I want you to come tomorrow. Thank you. I appreciate it. I have so much to do for tomorrow. I really don't have the energy to care more about this. It's gonna be a great time. Yeah. Okay. My brother won't be there. Coming up. People days.
No wonder people be trying to get the work. Yeah.
Crunch Master. Need a little crunch in your day? Crunch, yeah you do. Take a mother crunching break.
I can't believe Destiny.
With Crunch Master. Find us in the deli and with the better for you snack.
Destiny.
In this world where people are staying at home, many of life's moments are being put on hold. At Carvana, we understand that for some, getting a car just can't wait. That's why the new way to buy and sell a car is also the safer way. At Carvana, you can do it all 100% online from home. With a touchless delivery and pickup process.
And now she don't fuck with it no more.
And for even greater peace of mind, all Carvana cars come with a 7-day return policy. Shop now and get up to 90 days to make your first payment. Check out Carvana, the safer way to buy a car.
There are millions of people all over the world right now making incredible things from their homes. Always open, still moving.
What's home chill, TT?
Shop Etsy, find joy.
Crazy shit.
Bro, that shit sounded so stupid when you said, you see, I didn't even listen. I bypassed that nigga. Like, make sure we do not get him. Because if we get him, I'm going to have to tell him to go get the manager or somebody. Cause I know you do not know what you're talking about. Go ask. I was going to go send him to be the boy. You go ask. I know damn well, nigga, we've been coming here all month getting 20%. Well, not all month, since we found out about it. We've been coming getting 20%, so I'm trying to make it seem like.
Here are the latest from Bell & Howell. We call them tack glasses. Inspired by the sunglasses worn by our heroes in uniform, tack glasses block blinding glare so well, invisible objects suddenly become visible. Enhanced colors to give you vision as sharp as an eagle's and survive even the harshest conditions.
Act now and get your tack glasses for just
Well, I got shit over here.
$19.99, and we'll even ship it to you free. So don't delay.
I rolled up some McLovin.
The Beverly Hills Housewives.
No, some love muffin.
Action. When it comes to drama, bring it.
What else should I do, Teddy?
That orange creamsicle was just so good, baby mama. I need more. Where are we finna go? Where are we finna go?
Let's check it out.
Oh my god, they have a Game of Thrones Monopoly. I don't even know how to play Monopoly.
Monopoly makes you more successful in life. Monopoly was made for Persians. Adam and I are definitely doing better post naked Jenga accusations.
Accusations.
Playing strip Jenga with people here? No. You should not be talking to anybody like that.
Well, I thought
he was my friend.
I did.
So I was having a pool party and I called a tanning guy.
You said accusations. Boy, you know your husband was naked, nigga. Had his little pink wee-wee all in somebody's face.
My husband needs a lot more FaceTime. I need to text with him more. My cousin Morgan brought that.
Little stinky, nasty,
Let me go and send him
musty Persian.
of my own, not some nasty porn clip that he found on dirtysongs.com.
You are so disrespectful and racist, baby mother. I don't know what I'm gonna do with you.
What's up?
Hey, goody.
Those are beautiful shoes.
Yeah, I
about what happened with Sarah.
I just had to explain it to her. Like, I cannot control someone else's feelings or hurt. I can't. What you saw that night, I don't just hook up with random. But I don't regret it either. So I had that little powwow with her. It was a bit, but I just tried to tell myself, try to understand. I don't have a brother, thank God. We had our differences.
Bro, you're not giving me any details. What the did she say?
She was just pretty much telling me like she's not okay with it. She didn't realize that we were continuing
She
this
thought
like.
it was gonna be a hit it and split it.
Yeah.
Wait, so did she give her okay for you to continue talking to him or no?
She was like, I don't like that. I was like, you know what?
What
I
that water in there?
apologize because like I don't want drama and it's uncomfortable for everybody when we're out.
Hey,
how are you?
good, how's it going? Reza.
Are we excited for some cans today or not? Let me pitch it
Finna get it. There it go.
Watch yourself.
That catch is just now starting to catch it, bro. At the bottom. Oh my shit.
You can go ahead, take your things off, whatever you're
It's
comfortable
just now
in.
starting to catch it. See that little layer forming right there?
Oh yeah, baby. Look at
The little layer right there. Pretty soon all that water is gonna be nothing but dab.
Hey, once you go Persian, there's no other version, am I right?
Look at this boy.
The key to a good tan is drying as you go.
This nigga getting spray painted like he a car.
I already seen all this shit. Ew. That looks so nasty.
Barkskins is set in the late 1600s in New France.
Opening up hella shit over there till he be around.
Huh?
All the windows and shit upstairs and all that shit upstairs. The old boy with the... I can't find my Battlefield. I want to set it and have it downloading right now. I'm gonna finish the campaign.
Into one delicious cereal? It took a lot of brainstorming. Get it? Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch.
I think I'm gonna do that Sunday. I'm just play hella campaign modes to hell of my game Sunday.
8 days, Purina One natural ingredients and powerful combinations for radiant coats and sparkling eyes. Purina One visibly healthy pet. Also, see what our protein-rich wet food can do.
At Chick-fil-A, we know a little thing like staying.
What movie is that? The red box. I see a red box case.
I think that's the old one
Order through the
that we
Chick-fil-A
have
app or
lost.
Awesome. Or our delivery partners, DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub. We can't wait to serve you. Now more than ever, the little things make a big difference. Like contactless payment through the Chick-fil-A app. Place a mobile order and pay at every visit. Then pick up in the drive-thru or curbside where available. In the meantime, let's all take good care of each other.
If you need a new appliance now, the Home Depot has the appliance help you can count on. Complete your entire order online with ratings, reviews, and free delivery. Get special buy savings like the Samsung top-load laundry pair. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Keep it clean with the Roomba Robot Vacuum. Only Roomba uses 2 multi-surface rubber brushes to clean all your floors. And with patented dirt detect technology, Roomba finds dirt throughout your home. If it's not from iRobot, it's not a Roomba.
Aren't you glad for innovation? Things that used to be big and bulky now fit your pocket. Even your hose. From the makers of the #1 expandable hose in the world comes another amazing pocket hose, the Silver Bullet. It's making other hoses obsolete. Look, that old hose is a pain in the grass, but the new Silver Bullet is the hassle-free hose. Just turn on the water, and the Silver Bullet inflates from pocket size to super size.
I would have bought one of them.
Hands-free hose that grows. Then turn off the water, and it shrinks back down to a super light hose.
That one of them.
Putting itself away. The other hose, it just sits there. No more dragging heavy hoses. No flipping and whipping to clear the kinks. The Silver Bullet will never kink. Look at that. I mean, that's
We need to go look for a thing for the garage too. Yeah, so we gotta get that garage together. That shit, man.
Your old hose and my Silver Bullet. Your old hose, my Silver Bullet. The exclusive Bullet Shell outer casing resists.
I'm gonna buy me a Silver Bullet for my lawn.
It easily maneuvers around the garden without crushing your plants.
I need this water hose, y'all.
No lead. These machine aluminum connectors make make it safe for drinking. It's the lightest hose I've ever
I'm
owned.
not drinking out that motherfucker.
Dump
You
the
got to
heavy
be
old
tripping.
hose, get the bullet. Get the super light
That
25
nigga
foot
went back to the
hose for
70s.
bullet today for
In
only
the 80s, even in the 70s and the 80s, I didn't drink out of water
$19.99.
fountains, water hoses that much. Water hose, water tasted nasty to me always.
Yeah, tasted like the fucking hose.
Yeah, I never
We
liked
used
water.
to turn on the side thing and drink from there. Thing on the side of the house.
We used to be doing some dangerous, nasty
Even
shit.
then,
Now
it
you look
tasted
back,
like metal.
you see how we look back on shit we did? Man, we did so much unsafe shit, boy, because all that shit was high levels of everything we was drinking back then. Out the side of the faucets and shit. Oh, we manly. We are so manly. They say let's not forget. This is an amazing world in these times that we're in. You gotta still remember that in these times that we're in, it's still an amazing world. We gotta love each other, man. Start cutting your streams on loving each other, man. Stop being so angry and violent and mad toward each other. Just give each other a hug, a cyber hug every now and then, man. Everybody don't have to be the cyber thug. Everybody ain't got to be the cyber tough guy.
Or the cyber rich guy.
Or the cyber millionaire. Just put all your cyber millions away and all your cyber guns and just give a cyber hug, man.
I lost my sister, I lost my brother, I lost my mother.
Put that boy grill on.
Damn.
Tell me that ain't worth about $1 million.
I used to take mail and letters, for granted. And I used to take visitations for granted. Now I don't have neither.
Hill says his late father's advice is what keeps him going.
I think of what my dad told me, back years ago. He said, don't never give up. Whatever you do, son, don't never give up. I think of the fact that my mother passed away while I was in here. And my goal.
Don't we still have the box to this?
To win my case.
They don't have the box. I don't know something about the box. I don't know where is the box. I don't know something about the box. We know our guys on that box. I don't know about the something.
Another chance to fulfill his goal when he becomes eligible for parole again in the future. But for Jerez Williams, who has spent 7 months here for
This nigga gay as shit. That nigga just walked up to that door like, yeah, did you see him? This bitch ass motherfucker.
Who's that, Sean?
Twiddled in and shot saying like a little yetch.
And stay with him until he boards the bus for home.
This little crazy. Look at this nigga. Cocked ass nigga.
You're going to receive $50 when you get on the bus. Count it out for you. 20, 30, 40, $50. You will receive that when you get on the bus. In the meantime, I'll keep it with your paperwork.
I think the back, box to
$50. They used to get out parole. They used to give motherfuckers $200 on parole. California do.
Depending on where you're at.
They just gave that boy $50. As long as you do 6 months in California, if you could do a violation or anything, a new commitment, as long as you got to do over 180 days, and you get $200 gate money. Look how he didn't even have nobody to send him no street clothes. Look how he going with a shoestring tied around him. Look how he getting out of jail. He finna hit the streets like that. Look how he getting out of prison. He finna go suck a dick. All he got is $50. He can't even go get a room. California niggas, what they used to do when they get out of parole, they give us $200. So a motherfucker take that $200 as soon as he get home, before he go buy some shoes, anything, go buy a quarter ounce of crack. Bust that motherfucker down. Get about $500 off that motherfucker. Go get you an ounce.
How did that camera see me?
Bust that motherfucker down to go buy you some clothes. Now you got an ounce. You finna make about $1,800 off that motherfucker. You go buy you some clothes, a few outfits, and go buy you a couple ounces.
All right, I'm gonna go look for the box.
What you finna take it back?
No, I need the serial number and the model number.
It should be there somewhere on the thing, ain't it? On the tablet.
Empress! Moose! Empress! Can you drop down my flip-flops, please?
Let her know that the bitch is back. She's back for her crown. The bitch is back. She's back.
Oh, I gotta call Angela too. I need that ladder. We gotta put something in that window.
Man, come listen to this boy on TV.
Who?
The punk.
What did he say?
You gotta rewind it.
Why?
He was on the phone talking to somebody. Rewind it. And all he got is $50. They gave this boy 50 fucking bucks.
Why, you think he hella rich?
Santa Rosa? That is not Santa Rosa. Nigga in the country somewhere. Nigga's not in California. Nowhere in California. Alright, stop. Listen to this news.
At the bus station, Williams makes a phone call to his sister. He has big plans for his first night home.
He got $50.
And I want to pack a
cola.
Listen, you ain't listening.
Yes, a fresh pack of.
I need a bottle of
My
Ciroc.
lace front hasn't been cut yet, so that means I need a fresh blade to cut my lace. I need an eyebrow archer. Yes. Oh, and lashes.
Why is he standing there just listening to his conversation like that?
I want you to let them know that the bitch is back. She's back for her crown. The bitch is back. She's back for her crown. Yeah. And yeah, that part. So wait, that ain't the end of it. And let them fake hoes know about now.
Tampa. That's what my dad is saying. Why did I know this nigga was going to Tampa?
This nigga ordering hella shit and only got $50 on it. Let him know the bitch is bad. Bitch got $50. What you talking about?
Robbery. That nigga got right back 9 days.
Nigga only had $50. 15 years.
15? Whoa.
Let them know they set the bitch up and let you go with a little string. Know you was gonna come back.
Wow, that was crazy.
They played him.
Yeah. Put something else on if you want.
Where's it going?
Right here.
I thought we was going somewhere.
Yeah, we are. Whenever you're ready. You ready?
Keep watching. National Geographic investigates.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm waiting on you.
Alright, let me just look and see.
See? You feel me? All that shit changed when I said I'm waiting on you. But you get to talking like something. You feel me?
An inmate known for deviant behavior prompts an emergency response.
Get that boy. Bust him in this shit.
Come over here and cuff up.
Cuff it up.
Another inmate turns his fury on two officers.
He blew up like a Roman candle. He went off. I slammed him onto the wall. The other little dude grabbed onto me again. I kind of shrugged him off.
A new arrival raises serious concerns.
He is a predatory inmate, has a history of that outside of prison and inside of prison.
We can all get through this. We have not lost anybody yet.
Young cadets experience the burn as each one takes a pepper spray shot in the eye.
Is it that bad?
You see these marks?
Just east of Pensacola, on the Florida Panhandle, is 84 acres of some of the most dangerous land in the state. This is the Santa Rosa Correctional Institution, a maximum security prison with more than 2,800 inmates.
45, roll out. I have over 200 inmates that are serving life sentences, and I have over 200 inmates that are serving 25-year mandatory sentences. Our population here at Santa Rosa consists of inmates that are violation of probation, to drug charges, to burglary, to rape, or murder. Just coming to work, the correctional officers in an institution put themselves in danger every day.
Back out, kneel down. Keep them out until I take you, understand?
I worry about them 24 hours a day. The worst thing that you can have happen to you as a warden is one of your staff members hurt or the loss of one of your staff members.
I'm gonna put it in these terms, just for it to be honest, that understanding that this is a war. So you don't know what to expect from day to day and minute to minute. You can't beat the people that made this system and made the rules and have all the power.
Make sure your lock is open.
I mean, they got the handcuffs, the radios, the gas. You had nothing. You had yourself. You are your only weapon in this war.
Richard Penn has spent the last 10 days in disciplinary confinement due to an assault on 2 officers. He has been moved from general population to a single-man cell. He is on heightened security and must wear a spit mask anytime he is out of his cell. Sergeant Carter was one of the 2 officers involved in the assault.
When I ask an inmate a question, I expect an answer. If I tell them to do something, I expect them to do it. This is not a place where things are optional.
The assault occurred after Penn had been escorted by Sergeant Carter and another officer to medical for some tests.
While we're in medical, inmate Penn the whole time sat there giving me this evil look. And I didn't understand what was going on. I told the other officer I was with, when we get back to the dorm, I want to talk to this inmate and find out what's going on.
And he's like, so what's up with you giving me the evil eye in medical? I said, I wasn't giving you the evil eye in medical. He said, so you don't have any problem with me? I say, no, sir.
And the whole time we're talking to him, he's showing no respect.
Now he says, what's wrong with you? You can't meet a man, you can't look a man in the eye when he's talking to you? I was looking at the floor because I see how this can possibly go. So I'm trying to stay calm and not take any of the big.
I told inmate Penn to go ahead and turn around so we could apply wrist restraints.
And I'm like, no, I'm not cuffing up. I want to speak to the captain.
I reached to grab him and turn him around, and he pulls out away from me, and my officer was standing here, and he punched him.
He grabbed me by my throat, the other one grabbed my arm, and we took off from there.
He blew up like a Roman candle. He went off.
I slammed him onto the wall. The other little dude grabbed onto me again. I kind of shrugged him off.
And he just hopped it up from the pit of his stomach, and he spit at me, and it hit me in the shoulder.
He charged at me, so I kind of grabbed him by his back and his shirt and slung him towards the wall. And he hit the wall hard. Now the little dude, again, he jumps on me. Again, I just pushed him to the floor.
Y'all hear this?
He had his back against the door, and I was kind of tired, so I let my guard down like this, and that's when he came across and he punched me.
Hit him with 2 punches, 2 solid punches. And he staggered and stumbled a little bit.
My reaction was to come back at him.
There go my baby. Come give me kiss. I use my baby all day. Come give me kiss.
Get his hands on his gas.
He told me to gas him. I said, yes, gas him. So he pulled out his MK4, sprayed him.
What's that, GTA?
They sprayed me
This
in
is a
my
mass
eyes. That's
test.
what slowed me down.
87
had
and
a
100.
weapon.
Give me kiss,
There was
baby.
many
You
times
want to miss 13?
What?
Kind of vital body parts that
No, I missed.
13?
Because the test at 10.
Attacked.
Oh, it's just a percent.
I could have been killed. You know, I
That's a
don't need
percentage. I thought it was.
Oh, only was 3.
We had something that we had not found.
What I said.
Severely.
Huh?
Penn, now placed in a spit mask.
You cheated.
No, I can't cheat. They're counting tests now.
Classification. They will decide if Penn should be reclassified as a close management 1 inmate, meaning he will be housed alone in the prison's most restrictive high-security house. The hearing is Penn's 1 chance to change their minds.
Recommendation is for post management 1 based on any physical assault on the staff member that results in a mandatory referral for review. Do you have anything else at ICT about this?
Yes, sir. I had some lab work to get done. We get back, it's about 3:30-ish. He told me to cuff up. I told him I wanted to speak to the captain and not cuff up. He said, no, you cuff up now. I said, I'd like to speak to the captain before I cuff up at all. He put his hands on me, and it took off from there. I understand you gentlemen are the authority figures, and I respect that to the utmost here. but I'm also a man while I'm still in blue. He put his hands on me as a man. I feel I had the right to defend myself as a man. It wasn't a custodial touch. He grabbed me by my neck. I'm sorry. I'm a man. I have to defend myself, Tony.
You can't cheat. So how do you do that? It's their fault we can't cheat.
Who was that? I bet you got an A on that test. Give me kids, baby. Don't let me be so smart. Don't be a brain scientist. So you can buy us a house, baby.
No, sir. No, sir.
Not a house, but I mean a mansion.
Weren't you saying a poop scientist?
Shitologist. Go buy us a big ass mansion.
Richard Penn.
Are you guys sipping off of this?
Cause this.
Richard does have an extensive disciplinary history.
Were you guys sipping off of this?
Convicted rapist runs into new trouble at Santa Rosa.
He looked like a rapist.
I don't want to go back too fast. There's no
Were you guys sipping off of this?
Buckskins is set in the late 1600s in New France. National Geographic let a writer run off with a 700-page book. He never blinked. To see it come to light is amazing.
We will show you the way.
Is that Tallulah?
If you need a new appliance now, no matter what kind of appliances you need, the Home Depot has the help you can count on. Complete your entire order online. Check ratings and reviews. Schedule free delivery. And get the appliances you need without even leaving home. Go online now to see special buy savings like this LG stainless steel refrigerator. Only from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
This is gonna be America's favorite breakfast. They just don't know it yet. You order a breakfast sandwich, and that's when Wendy's makes it. Not weeks or months ago. Try your new favorite. Get a free breakfast Baconator with offer in the app.
I just love hitting the open road and telling people that Liberty Mutual customizes your insurance. So you only pay for what you need.
At T-Mobile, taxes and fees are included. And right now, it's your family. Get 4 lines of unlimited for just $35 a line. And taxes and fees included. So what you see is what you pay every month. Check it out at T-Mobile.com/435. This is going to be America's
Y'all want to go on the 4 for 35 plan? T-Mobile.
Months ago, try your new favorite. Get a free breakfast Baconator with offer in the app. I'm getting stressed now. All right. Don't give him an inch.
In the middle of a battle, fighting with each other, this can actually cost us a fish.
Wicked Tuna. New episode Sunday at 9 on National Geographic.
The Santa Rosa Correctional Institution houses some of the most difficult to manage inmates in the state of Florida. Even in general population, inmates follow strict rules.
All right, y'all hold it down.
For instance, talking is prohibited in the chow hall.
There's no talking allowed in the dining facility at all. It just minimizes the noise, the confusion. There's so many inmates in here, we're trying to get them in and out.
You got all over the wall, no talking. Just don't say nothing at all.
Usually they warn you, but they can't lock you up if they want to.
Let's go.
Inmate kitchen worker George Ellis has done time at other prisons, but finds the atmosphere at Santa Rosa to be especially oppressive.
I'm from up north. Up north prison is different. We have unity up north. Inmates and over. Ain't no unity here. Inmates, they scared. They scared of being locked down. They scared, period. They don't stand up for themselves down here.
Richard Penn says he was standing up for himself when he recently attacked 2 officers. Now, he could face an indefinite stay on close management level 1, Florida's most restrictive housing unit.
Inmate Penn was ordered to submit to hand restraints.
That boy, they got him looking like a damn fool with that thing wrapped around his face.
He became combative and belligerent. He struck Sergeant Carter and Officer Atterburn in the face. He then spat on Sergeant Carter as well.
It is up to the institutional classification team to decide Penn's fate. If he goes to close management level 1, he'll face an array of new restrictions, including only being allowed out of his cell 6 hours per week for recreation.
So he's had 10 DRs in a year and 3 months. Yeah. He meets the criteria of the rule. He's found guilty of two, not just one, but two battery. Right. Exactly.
And not to mention, I mean, if he'd cuffed up Starks, we wouldn't be in here.
Yes, sir.
So I'm good to see him up.
Great. Come on back.
Again, ICT has deliberated on this. We're going to recommend you be placed on close management 1. You have 15 days to appeal that through the grievance procedure. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all.
Every 6 months, you're up for a review where you can be dropped to
really
a lower level.
stupid.
But for at least my first 6 months, I'll be in pretty much confinement for 6 straight months. You know, it's not necessarily how you want to do your time.
While close management serves as a prison within the prison, many of Santa Rosa's general population inmates have been transferred here after proving to be too much to handle at other Florida state prisons. Among them is Danny Pritchett.
Pritchett was just recently received here at Santa Rosa. He is a predatory inmate, has a history of that outside of prison.
He
and
looked like
inside
a
of
rapist, look.
I never got along with anybody because I was always standoffish. I was a loner, staying away from everybody.
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
kind of
understand
does.
them or nothing. I came to prison when I was 22 years old. I am in here for a rape charge. I had a minor problem. I became lustful within my mind. And I was always thinking about it. It's like the more I thought about it, the more it increased in my life.
Pritchett is serving a life sentence for sexual battery, kidnapping, and attempted kidnapping.
I went to this mall and I was sitting there lusting over the women getting out of the cars and going to places. Just as I was getting ready to get up and go home, a lady got out of a car and she was dressed like she was, I don't know, a prostitute or something. And there's something about her that triggered me.
Pritchett abducted his victim in her own car and sped away.
He's not
And
a rapist.
as I was driving out of the
Look at
parking
him.
lot, she started to
That's
reach.
why I was waiting. That's why I didn't turn. I just had to see him.
And I grabbed her arm and pulled her back. And then she didn't try anymore after that.
Were you threatening?
No, I did verbally say, don't do that again or I kill you. When this took place, I wanted something that I didn't have. I wanted to try all the different positions and ways to have sex. It became an obsession with me.
Pritchett released his victim and eluded capture.
So he was 22 when all this happened.
It was about 3-4 weeks later. Thoughts come up again. You got away with it this time. Go and do it again. Get what you want this time. Went to another shopping center. I stopped at this lady's car and I put my head in like I was getting in the car, and she freaked out and grabbed my hair, and then I just pulled myself away thinking I'm going to get caught, and I just ran away. Within 15 minutes I was picked up and brought in for questioning.
Pritchett was eventually convicted for both attacks, and during his more than 3 decades in prison, he's posed numerous disciplinary problems prior to his transfer to Santa Rosa.
Pritchett does have an extensive disciplinary history, beginning back in 1981. He has several disciplinary reports for possession of narcotics, use of drugs, sex acts, sexual activity, theft, unauthorized physical contact, lewd and lascivious behavior.
Pritchett says he brought some of his feelings from the street with him into prison.
This nigga's a faggot.
The lusting became
He's weird.
something I couldn't have because there's no women. I guess I became a homosexual. I started having sex in that way. So the other men would be the substitute for the women. It made me feel real bad because it's evil. Evil meaning it's an abomination with God. If you do that, you can't go to heaven.
So do you plan on going to heaven?
Well, no, because I'm no longer in that situation. It's been, let's say, 5 years since I've done anything like that.
But soon after his arrival in Santa Rosa, officials say Pritchett began to act out in other ways.
I was here 3 days and I was received a DR. They said that I was gunning down a woman officer, looking at her in the officer station as I was in the shower.
Gunning is prison slang for masturbating in front of others.
But I didn't do it, wasn't thinking about her, wasn't looking at her at all. Didn't even know she was in there.
While Pritchett denies inappropriate conduct in front of prison staff, Anthony Bell freely admits to it.
Hey, like I say, it's like this, you know what I'm saying? I'm a man, not ashamed to say what I do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, yeah, I gun. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I gun. You wake up that morning, that urge, you feeling that urge, you know what I'm saying? You see a female, you know what I'm saying? You masturbate, you get off, you know what I'm saying? That's your choice of sex. To me, that's safe sex. Being straight up with you. I had nothing to hide.
Bell has accumulated more than 20 disciplinary reports for obscene or profane acts.
We take the charge, the obscene or profane act charge, very seriously. You know, it's kind of sometimes referred to as gunning. We keep a database of our gunners, and we actually use door magnets. Anytime a female enters the wing, a magnet is placed over their door. They cannot see out of the cell. You cannot see in the cell. I mean, they can't gun what they can't see.
While Bell has been a problem inside prison, it was a 3-day reign of terror that brought him here. He was convicted of 21 separate charges, including attempted murder, armed robbery, kidnapping, aggravated assault, and battery on a law enforcement officer. He's now halfway through a 30-year sentence. 5 months ago, he lost the person closest to him.
Only thing I had was my mom. You know what I'm saying? She's gone now, so you know.
See the picture, Mom?
Only thing I got was the obituary.
Just like Grandma, oh my god.
She look like you.
No, she doesn't. I look like myself.
Oh, you look just like that picture. Look like you with a wig on. A black you with a wig on.
I'm not headed to a place, nobody. I'm doing my time.
Coming up, an inmate faces a tough job interview.
You understand the part about interacting with staff, and you understand that you got to keep that relationship on a certain level and not let it go beyond that.
Yes, sir. And later, Richard Penn has an epiphany.
I'm fighting the wrong fight. The fight is not against the system. The fight is me.
At Chick-fil-A, we know a little thing like staying in can make a big difference. That's why it's our pleasure to come to you with delivery right to your door. Order through the Chick-fil-A app where possible. Or our delivery partners, DoorDash, Uber Eats,
No,
and Grubhub.
you bring it just like you said, not your partners.
Now more than ever, the little things make a big difference. Like contactless payment through the
Actually, no,
Chick-fil-A
let's keep going.
app. Place a mobile order and pay ahead of your visit. Then pick up in the drive-thru or curbside where available. In the meantime, let's all take good care of each other.
That's your mom as we're going.
In times like these,
Mom!
you got the green light.
Dad said, are you guys leaving?
Originals, hit movies, and more. Shows new and old, you've come to adore. Good stories bring hope, and laughter is healing. Good things Hulu has, whatever you're feeling.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
If you need a new appliance now, Home Depot has the appliance help you can count on. Complete your entire order online with ratings, reviews, and free delivery. Get special buy savings like this LG stainless steel refrigerator. The Home Depot. How to do it to get more.
Attention Medicare recipients. Medicare has expanded benefits to help you during these uncertain times. Coverage may now include many benefits to help you while at home. To find out what new Medicare Advantage benefits you can get in your area code, call the Medicare Coverage Helpline.
Your hysteria code.
Hi, I'm Joe Nate. I
Your
called
hysteria
the Medicare
code.
Coverage Helpline, and they instantly looked up my coverage. In this one simple call, they offered to enroll me in a plan that includes rides to medical appointments, private home aid, doctors and nurses visits by telephone, and even home-delivered meals.
Get what you're entitled to.
Damn.
Now also include dental, home-delivered prescriptions.
We ain't got no snacks, no sweets. We got to ride, baby mama.
Call to see if the
We sitting in this motherfucker tripping butt naked.
Call the number on your screen.
Yeah. But I got plenty of that shit to smoke. That's what I do got. Plenty of that shit. Unlimited. Like Justin Bieber, Cry Me a River Unlimited. Peanut butter breath. Hindu Kush. Chocolate haze. King Louis OG.
I look like an alien.
Huh?
That's what I look like an alien.
Sound crazy. Sound crazy. Sound Polo Loco. Puto cabrón. Pinche puto. Puta.
Knowing they house some of the most dangerous inmates in the state of Florida, officials at the Santa Rosa Correctional Institution have a few creeds they'd like to instill in their staff, and they're prominently displayed. One resonates with the warden more than others.
We never walk alone. It's just saying that the staff of this agency are family. We're going to be there for each other in times of need, and we're going to be there in tough times, and we're going to be there in the best times and in times of danger. We have 824 staff members. We could have an injury to one of those staff members at any time.
Santa Rosa houses more inmates in close management confinement because of violent behavior than any other Florida state prison. William McCrory has met a few of them over the past 9 years.
Is it frustrating? Sure, it's frustrating sometimes.
Yes.
Somebody who has the potential of not
Yes.
but wants to be cool for their home, their friend. You know, and he's fixing to go home, and he don't even rat's behind about you staying here. But you can't tell a grown man how to do his time, because he's not going to listen to you. I didn't. I cussed you out and sent you about your business.
McCrory once served time for identity theft and credit card fraud in Alabama, before getting 15 years for accessory to robbery in Florida. He says his job as a band tour bus driver led him to drug addiction, and it was all downhill from there.
It's a lot faster pace on that West Coast than it is for a little country boy from Canton, Florida. So it was a little different world out there.
During his first prison term, McCrory was less than a model inmate.
The first couple, I smoked me a little reefer, drank me some wine, didn't care, didn't make no difference. Just did what I wanted to. This time I tried to do it the way it should be done, and the staff looks at you a little bit different when you're not an idiot, just all the time getting in trouble.
McCrory has another reason for wanting to stay out of trouble. 2 years ago, he found out he had a 16-year-old son.
His mother kept him hid. When we separated, she was just a couple months pregnant. I didn't know it. She was so tiny, you couldn't tell. And I didn't have any idea. So she kept him hid for 16 years of his life.
McCrory's son now comes to visit him a couple of times a year.
Oh, absolutely. For him to just graduate from high school and not be in trouble is enough for me to be proud. But Peter took after me way different. And that comes from his mom, a lot of that.
His son, who has just scheduled another visit, has inspired McCrory to be a better role model. He currently has a non-paying prison job as a lawyer, but today is applying for a much better job as a clerk in the staff canteen.
$75 a month. Yeah. It just keeps the pressure off and the sense of it. Cuts down what they see.
McCrory was interviewed for the job with the institutional classification team.
Got
the ball fell back down. Give it back to me. I had it. Yeah.
You're going to be working with staff.
Yeah.
It's a good job. You need to have the appropriate mannerisms.
Yes, sir.
Any questions about the job?
No, sir.
You understand it's a fast mother.
Yes, sir.
So you'll be very responsible for this.
Yes,
sir. You understand the part about interacting with
No,
staff?
seriously, come on.
You understand that you have to keep that relationship on a certain level and not let it go beyond that.
Yes, playing with that shit. Yeah.
You got any friends, anything like that, and get yourself crossed up. Yes, sir. Good.
It's a very monitored job, so you can't be a penny off. You'll be able to deal with that.
Yes, sir.
All right, ICT is going to go ahead and make a job change. Continue to do a good job. You've done a good job since you've been here. Continue to do a good job. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Watch the call after the job change.
I got the staff canteen job offered by the team. It's absolutely wonderful. Take some weight off my family and have a little extra money. You work hard and you do what you're supposed to, and then you can promote us like anywhere else.
Coming up,
Okay, guys.
young cadets are put to the test. And correctional officers respond to a potential suicide.
What's the problem? Unresponsive?
You're watching.
Is he dead? Bob to the head. We gone. We finna go get snacks and come back, and we off movies all night. Is you gonna stay up tonight? That bullshit you pulled last night? Baby mama. Baby mama. You looked so dumb last night.
No, I didn't. I was upstairs chilling.
Stupid as fuck.
It's more than I ever hoped for.
Yo, Harry.
Food truck chefs,
So get on the back, huh? You eat that.
masters, and taco artists, servers and hostesses, and to the families who feed us like one of their own. This Cinco de Mayo, we celebrate the
I was thinking Angela's
because it wouldn't be Cinco.
I need that letter.
We're
Oh, that was the
proud to
third
support our
close.
partners.
No, I'm gonna call her in a few minutes.
Bring it over here.
Trying to have me get that fucking raggedy ass bookshelf. No, bitch.
You don't want that shit.
I don't want that shit.
Get that shit to some metals.
No, she just needs to go ahead and have a garage sale. I told her. Now she ready to have it. Right over there too.
Oh, I had some more
I found my shoes. I knew you had put them out there in that box. My black and white ones.
I didn't put nothing, no blank shit on me.
You did, motherfucker. You took the whole box out to the garage. You put the whole box in the garage.
Shut up, yeah. That don't know what you're talking about. Shut up, yeah. Yeah.
And my fucking shoes were in there.
Who put them in there? One of your kids?
Your dumbass.
Oh, yeah.
I could tell. You opened the garage and you went around the front.
It wasn't me.
Who is that?
What shoes was this you talking about?
Is that my moose? Are you coming with us?
Hit
To
the
go
corner,
check the P.O. box?
like we from Northern California.
And get some snacks for later?
Finna hit some corners like we literally from.
Tell Essence to come on if y'all want some snacks.
You know, we ain't doing that
Empress?
shit. We finna go, Empress.
You doing? Yeah, sorry. All right, well, we'll be back. We'll come back and get you guys for the snacks.
Yeah, that's what we will do.
We gotta drive all the way to the P.O. box, baby.
You fellas.
Is the voice thing on? Why you didn't come through and say that to you?
Kellogg's combined crunchy oat clusters with a touch of honey, plump, juicy raisins, and tasty fiber into one delicious cereal. It took a lot.
We got so much stuff in the garage.
No shit.
We still got dishes I need to put up. We need to get rid of the trash.
Yeah, man, I'm back.
More. And I'm ready to go ahead and get my hair done. I'm gonna just have to wear a mask.
Cold no, nah, about to.
Yeah, I'll just wear a mask the whole time.
Its location on the Florida Panhandle exposes the Santa Rosa Correctional Institution to tropical thunder and lightning storms with little warning.
I'm gonna just go to Mid-K Yeah, go ahead and get ready to get my hair done next weekend, I guess.
Between correctional staff and the 2,800 inmates here can be equally as trivial, so the prisoner leaves little to chance.
We're constantly adding more security procedures to assure that we're providing the best and safest environment for our staff, inmates, and the general public. Santa Rosa is surrounded by 2 secure 10-foot perimeter fence. It has razor wire on the internal and external fences. And we provide armed security, roving posts, and
that boy ready
stationary
to pluck
posts
some off
outside
that
the
cow.
Other forms of security utilize a much lower degree of technology.
You
All
can have
ties
Angela
inside the
take
facility
it.
are clip-on ties. It's a security issue. If an inmate was to get a hold of your tie and start pulling on it, I mean, you've got a ready-made noose around your neck already. So just for safety purposes, we use clip-on ties.
Lieutenant Williams
Wow,
is a 17-year
that's
veteran of the
crazy.
Florida
I
Department of
never thought of
Corrections.
Only common
He has
sense.
spent the past 7 years at Santa Rosa.
Ready-made
Now,
noose.
his 19-year-old son Joe is prepared to follow in his
That's
footsteps.
crazy, boy. Criminals,
Man,
their
you
minds
coming to
be
fuck
ticking.
someone, baby mama. A
Their
motherfucker
minds
will
be
choke.
ticking.
Man, a motherfucker will choke the fuck
But you
out of
can
you
still
with that.
take that and choke a motherfucker, so it
Yeah,
don't
wrap it
matter.
around
They
their
shouldn't
neck,
wear ties,
but
period.
it's way more harder than for
Yeah,
a motherfucker
but
just to
it's
grab
still
you.
something that's
Because
already
it's
a
all around your
ready-made rope.
neck. All the motherfucker gotta do is just grab you and look, pull that motherfucker like this.
Yeah.
And stay behind you and pull that motherfucker. And keep on pulling. With clip on, you can't do that clip on. You gotta grab and try to wrap it around.
See, I need
motherfucker.
that. Look. See how far that motherfucker just squirted?
I seen one, the thing, it's but the can this long.
Look.
But when it's used to break up
A bare one, you gonna knock him, and you gonna make a motherfucker do backflips, baby mama. Like, you gonna knock a motherfucker 9 times backwards.
to gain the upper hand. Today's drill
Yeah,
will
maybe
test their
hell yeah.
ability to do so.
We're going to be doing a direct exposure on all of the people in the class to pepper spray. And they have some tasks that they have to perform after they've been sprayed, and then they'll decontaminate. You've got to maintain control of yourself throughout the whole course. That's the whole thing, control. Control, control, control. You can all get through this. We have not lost anybody yet. Everybody's gone through it. Everybody's done fine.
Now with his father
Look at
looking
him. Why are
over,
you looking like that?
it's time for Cadet Williams
Get off my
to
ball.
experience the debilitating
Give me my ball.
Watch out.
Get
I'll
off.
pull you in the camera.
I don't care.
Y'all ready?
Just go
Y'all ready,
see
y'all? Watch
A
this.
bunch of crack.
Y'all ready to see
Get off my ball.
some rackola? Some Iracola?
Did he get sprayed? Oh yeah, he got it. It's all red. Oh, you gotta do all that with the pepper spray?
I'll be like, nigga, get this shit off me. That's why I couldn't be one of those police. Cause I'll be like, get this hot shit off my face now. Look at that big old butt bitch. Look how she's standing there. She'll knock your ass down, baby mama. Look how flat her ass
No,
is.
she wouldn't.
Look, that's a
Sorry.
big burly. That's a mountain.
I wouldn't give a damn.
Look.
She would not be able
You
to.
can talk about, ooh, my leg. Look at her.
You
Them
get
shoulders.
her one good time in the face,
Look at them
and she's
shoulders.
gonna start crying and turn red.
Look at them shoulders. Like you break 2x4s across her back.
Stupid. You gotta go through all this with the pepper spray?
What you say, baby mama? I'll beat that bitch ass.
Oh yeah, Avi did have to do this. I
Avi
forgot.
didn't do none of this.
Yeah, he did. I
Man.
remember he was in the parking garage.
Man, that nigga did.
He had to go through an obstacle course.
That nigga did none of
He
this.
ready to throw up.
I
Look.
know how bad I'm gonna feel if I actually have to gas an inmate, because they're not gonna have the water and stuff there either. They're just gonna have to sit in that cell.
Look, he ready to torture a motherfucker, little bitch.
Yeah, they're gonna sit in that cell.
Little
Yeah.
bitch ass.
Right on, guy.
With his bitch ass. He ready to stand there and look. On the other, while a motherfucker locked in his cell, he just spraying in your cell while you locked in that little motherfucker.
Laughing.
Can't
Yeah,
move.
I know how it feels, man.
Is it sticking to your skin? Doesn't it burn?
Of course, it hurt him at first, as it would anybody, but it kind of surprised me. He did a good job.
That's the son, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
He's got a big ass son. They're taller than him.
Yeah. So welcome to my world. I get gas on a weekly basis. Intended or not.
Good line.
Oh God, it's in my kid's ear though.
Where's she crying?
Another big mountain.
those y'all at home, do not go to jail. This is not fun. I promise you, this is not a fun thing to do. Woo!
You can go to jail, just stay out the
Don't
way.
go to jail.
You can just stay out the way. You look, just gotta know how to look, man. I gotta know how to maneuver and get past that gas like this. They get to spread that shit.
Do not go to jail.
Look, they get to spread that shit. You got to know how to slide around that shit. Get the fuck up out of there.
That's hilarious.
As long as they ain't intentionally spraying you, because you know that shit travel too.
I was looking for this. I need this for my desk.
Baby mama, that shit travel.
In my little office, in my room.
In our room.
My room.
That you invaded with that bullshit.
Hey, I'm still getting paid. I'd rather work from home and not get paid.
After this incident was simply that I'm not changing fast enough. I'm not growing from this as fast as I need to be. And what he's
Girls
been
are so
pressing upon me
little.
for several letters, this change comes from within.
Look at that. She was so bad.
I'm fighting the wrong fight.
Oops, give me that
It's
picture.
not against the system. It's not against the CEOs.
Where is, whatchamacallit?
The fight is fighting to change me. I actually got
I gotta tell you once I find out what you call it.
Shaq. Is his name Shaq?
Absolutely right.
Where's Shaq?
Right is right and wrong is wrong.
The lessons he learns from his
Huh?
father are especially important because there's one other person Penn writes to as well. His 6-year-old son.
He's just hitting that age now where he's learning to read, he's writing more. I write him, just ask him, you know, what he may have learned in school.
Like post that on Facebook. Frankie and TT are gonna have a look at my
Kind of just hit him with a story I
brother.
remember from when he was a baby. Just still be his dad, just relate to him as best I can.
What is it, y'all?
Very little in here.
What we all for tonight? What we watching tonight? We have a movie night tonight. Movie night tonight. I'm gonna get some snacks, all the snacks I need, man. Then we come back off a movie. Any suggestions? Movie night tonight.
Penn might find the emotional strength to deal with close management. Other inmates are not as fortunate.
What's going on, LT? I don't know.
Lieutenant Williams has been called to an emergency on the 2nd floor of the
All right, let's go.
We gone, right? But check this out, y'all, though. For real, though. Like, though. You feel me? I'm finna come back and have movie night jumping. Don't even trip.
Officers
I will be
initially
back.
responded to an inmate who was kicking his door. When they looked inside, they saw a bedsheet tied loosely around his neck, and the inmate began threatening suicide.
Wow.
It was loosely tied around.
Yeah, he want to call him first. I'm gonna kill myself. Kill him.
Exposing himself to female staff.
Oh, that's the freaky nigga.
Anthony Bell.
That's Freaky B. Freaky AB. He be pulling out his utensils on bitches.
You really want to commit suicide? You're not going to cry for attention before?
Exactly. You're not gonna call for help. Just kill yourself, nigga. Then go get the help.
Danny Pritchett turns to the heavens to erase the past.
And everyone will be blessed because this is
That nigga's a rapist.
the bag was given to me by God.
Imagine a visibly healthier pet in 28 days. Purina One, natural ingredients in powerful combinations for radiant coats, sparkling eyes. Purina One visibly healthy pet. Also, see what our protein-rich wet food can do.
If you need a new
I'm ready to get something made for Mother's Day and put that on there. Put the girls.
Looking like
She looked like her daughter. What's her name? Let's see, she looking like.
Without even leaving home. Go online now to see special buy savings like the Samsung Top Load Laundry Pair. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
In nearly 100 years serving the military community, we've seen you go through tough times.
And every time you showed us, you're much tougher.
That's just to stay offering that 20% for the workers, healthcare
And
workers.
now it's no different.
We need to get in touch with the owner, Khalifa.
And experience you can depend on.
You need to call
And
him.
the online tools you need.
I'm just
Because
asking
you
personally,
always
because you
set
guys
the
ain't gonna
highest
extend
standard, and
the.
reaching that standard is
You don't feel like we're worth extending your 20%? We're going to risk our life to make to help people, and the money that we get for that, we come in and bring it to your store and support you to make sure that you stay in the flow too.
So we can start again. Thank you.
You can't leave that 20% for the workers, you know what I'm saying, for the hospitality workers. I go out to save lives every
I'm still
day.
trying to figure out how did this bitch get all these pictures?
I go out to risk my life every day.
Look, all my pictures from when I went to Santa Barbara to see my grandpa. I don't have none of these pictures. How did this bitch get my pictures? Out of my camera. This fucking stupid bitch.
Y'all hear how she talking about her sister?
Look, my dad, me, and the boys. Some of these I did send to her.
Now, if y'all catch me on there talking about my sister like that, I want y'all to report me. I got some shit to say about my sister, but I'm not gonna get on here and say it.
I'm not getting on nothing. I'm talking to you. If they happen to hear, they just happen to hear.
Hard seltzer made with pure beach vibes. 0 grams carbs, 0 grams sugars, 90 calories.
Look, how did she get this picture of your mom?
It's another way to find your beach.
This bitch is going around stealing people's pictures. Who the fuck does that? Who steals people's pictures? That's fucking weird to me. Like, what in the fuck do you want with somebody's picture? It don't belong to you.
Hey, y'all, don't check it out, though.
We did. Give me my mom. What is wrong with you?
Come on, let's go.
You just sitting, chilling? Is Empress coming or what?
I was alone. I should have known. You were temptation.
That's the iPhone 11 Pro. It's got 3 cameras, and the battery lasts longer than any iPhone ever.
Awesome. The iPhone 11 Pro on Xfinity Mobile. Just say, get iPhone into your voice remote. And now get $200 off when you buy iPhone. Go to XfinityMobile.com today.
iPhone.
I should buy me a new phone. Huh, so you can get you one, huh?
I don't want an iPhone, so don't get an iPhone. I do not want one. Thank you very much.
You need to get whatever
like
you
my
can get
Samsung.
if it's free. You know, motherfuckers what you talking about.
I don't care if it's free or not. I don't want one.
Have hella options.
I do. I get to choose what I want.
My 2 views. You hear this stupid motherfucker? I been here talking that bug again.
I get to choose what I want. Watch out, BD. BD, watch out. BD. You don't listen so good, huh? Watch out. Watch the fuck out. What are you doing, stupid? BD, you're gonna get punched really hard. You're gonna be walking around like a cowboy if I kick you in the nuts.
Why would you want to do that?
Watch out.
Why would you want to do that? Ooh, yeah, come here. Oh, let me spin you around in the chair. Come here. Oh.
You are an idiot.
I'm gonna go get some snacks. We having movie night, y'all. Check it out, yo. We finna have big movie night, jumping on movies. Finna go get snacks. Finna come up, twist a few things. I might buy me some brew. Or we might even go to the liquor store and buy me a couple of fifths, man. We finna do it big, man. Come have some shots and watch movies. Having shots. Finna go buy me a fifth or something, or 2, a fifth and a 12-pack or something.
You still feel like you want to harm yourself? I'm asking you a question. You still feel like you want to harm yourself? Okay. Well, you know what's fixing to happen, right? Medical can come evaluate you. You're probably going to be placed on property restriction.
Alright, now this one can work well with him.
Okay?
Is Essence gonna ever eat?
You want to get my staff in trouble? Let me know now. So I ain't got to leave and come back. Okay.
Self-harm observation status.
Alright, come on.
We're finna have movie night, man. Y'all come back and stay tuned and fuck with your boy most and foremost, man. Because it's gonna be real lit in a few minutes, man. Come back, crack a few jokes, talk a little bit of shit about a motherfucker or two. Talk about a few goofy motherfuckers on this motherfucking thing that be on here. And do some other shit, man. And yeah, we can do that tonight. So I'll be back, man.
I'm assuming it's for some type of secondary gain, and we'll find out what that is.
I fuck with y'all. So we gonna get on some motherfuckers.
It's a little cooler up there. It is an air-conditioned building. It may be just something else.
While Belle will be under constant observation, inmates like Danny Pritchett often devise ways to gain a bit of privacy.
The door stays open all day long, so if someone is passing your door, You don't want to be disrespectful to
Where's
them.
Essence's peach
You may
lemonade?
be using the restroom. So you tie this sheet up here.
You didn't drink her lemonade, did
Here's
you?
your ID card.
She did.
She did already?
And this is your blind. And you use your bathroom, whatever you want to do here. And afterwards, you take it down. Put it back where it was. And everything's back to normal again.
Pritchett might not have seemed as modest 33 years earlier when he kidnapped and raped one woman and attempted to kill her a second. Like Bell, he has also been cited numerous times for inappropriate conduct.
Yeah, he's a pussy taker, a booty taker. Whatever popping at the top, whatever cracking and popping at the time, he takes it.
What are you talking about?
That man on TV, he takes booty.
This one here says that the Holy Spirit leads you
Alright, you ready?
to small things of life.
Yeah, when you're ready to go.
And then I back it up with Acts 8,
Oh, this
29, 16 through 67.
Busting your shit, yes.
That was an easy one right there.
Busting your shit,
That's
yes.
it.
You feel me? Bust this bitch in her shit, man. You feel me? Have her bleeding everywhere.
What? What'd you say?
Bust this bitch in her shit, have her bleeding everywhere.
Stop. Stop. Stupid.
Y'all ready?
I picked up here.
Come on, baby mama, let's ride. Yeah.
Pritchett says God inspires him.
Corbin 9 times, man. Stay safe when you hit them streets, man. You feel me?
No, a real kiss. Stop. Watch out.
You don't know what it is. It's not done in church.
Let me kiss her, mom.
You and God. No. Coming up.
You gotta be throwback to smoke throwback. Ooh, crack. Ooh, crack. You gotta be throwback to those both things, man. You feel me? The throwback things, man.
Empress!
Song, man.
Oh, she's in the shower.
Throwback, man. Take these off with the pockets in them, you feel me? Put you some tree or some money up in there. You know, that's for you fuck boys that be wearing y'all shit outside and shit. All outside and flip-flops and shit, all at grocery stores and shit, and be into some gangster shit and hustling. Nigga, it's hard to get into a gunfight. You got flip-flops on, nigga. The motherfucker busting at you. You trying to run away and then flip-flops, nigga. Yeah.
Serving you in our dining areas. We're still here for you with delivery.
Just survived. Being in the garage. I grab it and drop it.
What was it?
Little thing Empress made at school.
When she was like 9, I mean like 3. You done fucked it up.
Take good care of each other.
Shit and breaking my baby shit.
With the Roomba robot vacuum. Only Roomba uses 2 multi-surface rubber
You're so cute, my little moose.
With patented dirt detect technology, Roomba finds dirt.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah, we finna go do a little shopping. Shopping and popping, you feel me?
Here. I found their
Where my just jacket at?
PS3 game.
What you doing with my jacket?
Huh?
It's PS3 games? I might put a play some Call of Duty. Where Call of Duty at?
Oh, Angela has a VHS player.
Where my jacket at, man? My hoodie. Oh, it's upstairs. Tell Empress somebody to just grab it, drop it down.
She's in the shower.
Drop it down, man.
Capital One knows life doesn't update you about your credit card. So
Y'all see my mask?
the Capital One assistant looks out for charges that might
My shit dope, huh? I'm calling it the Lion King.
Capital One is watching out for your money when you're not. What's in your wallet?
Lions. I had somebody make that, bro. Yeah. Empress! Empress. Tell where that is right there.
Empress.
See what Delta can do.
Moose.
When life gives you more together time.
Yeah, can you drop down your dad's ready?
It's on the back of your chair.
It's on the back of my chair in my room. Are you coming? Are you going to be able to hurry up and get dressed? Alright, well, we'll just be back. Like I said, I'll come get you guys for the snack.
Grill masters and taco artists. This Cinco de Mayo, we celebrate you by celebrating you. We're proud to support our partners in the community.
So fresh!
Now we're gonna get on that Grisno, man. That grit and Grisno when you hitting that COVID. You feel me? On everything, man. But look, we having movie night, man. I'm gonna get all the snacks. I'm gonna go buy me a couple of fifths, man. 12-pack.
Restaurants are facing a crisis, and they're counting
Go check down, see where my try to track my stimulus down and find somebody to file my taxes for me, man. I'm gonna be ready then. But for now, we're gonna go fill a few of these. We'll fill a few of those. Few of them faces. And see what we can get with that. We're serving up a sample of the world acclaimed Jeff Goldblum sneakers. That'll be so glad we go to the post office and my stimulus there. I'm gonna be so excited.
Might be.
We're gonna come back and smoke, drink, and do it big, y'all. I'll be back.
The close management unit at the Santa Rosa Correctional Institution houses inmates from across the state of Florida who have proven difficult to manage. Anthony Bell has been here for the past year.
This home for the next 20-some years.
All right, come on,
He was recently placed under observation after correctional officers discovered he had tied a bed sheet around his neck.
Everything's the same, day in and day out.
Now he is back in his cell and says thoughts of his late mother led to his actions.
I got real. That's all I got. That day I was going through the emotions that day, you know what I'm saying? I was really down, I was depressed. It's just like I had that voice in my head, like, go ahead and be with your mom, you know what I'm saying? This ain't the place no more. A couple of days I came back to reality, you know what I'm saying, that ain't working, you know what I'm saying? It ain't that, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, she in a better place, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and do you know what I'm saying? And try to get back out on the streets, you know what I'm saying?
Over the past few days, Bell has undergone physical and mental evaluations by the prison's medical staff. With numerous write-ups for public exposure, he has a reputation for calling the wrong kind of attention to himself.
Being a freaky motherfucker, he pulling his wee-wee out for the lady polices, and they done got him locked up.
I think he is rooted in reality. I think most of his is for secondary gain as well. He presents very functional, attends to his daily living skills, and he seems to just play the game.
Y'all come back and talk with y'all boy in a little while though. I'm gonna be back, man. We're gonna get it lit, man. Have a few drinks, talk a little shit, laugh and joke a little bit. Watch a movie. We're gonna watch about 2 movies, talk about a few motherfuckers in between time. No, I think. Yeah, I took mine upstairs, I think. I took mine upstairs. You got masks galore around here for the COVID-19. What you need, man?
Yours is upstairs?
Yeah. Yeah. We keep masks. We keep masks. What you need, the light work, the medical work. We got them. What you need? You need the big boys, these brand newbies. What you need, the big boys? Dots.
I just wanted to get to know him.
What you need, the straps? We got them for y'all. What you need, the straps? Y'all got it. We got the straps. All brand new joints. Ain't never been worn. Hit my line, you need them, man. I got them for you. We got charcoal filters for y'all to put inside of them. You feel me? Real deal shit, man. You see the numbers on them. Google the numbers. Real deal shit, bro. Save your lives, man. We got it for sale for you. What you need, a mask? We got the mask for you. Yeah. Hit my line. We got them for you, man. For on the low. Let me know. We got Lion King. We got Confederate flag. We got Purple Passions. Look at this one. You feel me? We got them all, bro. Whatever you need. We got them for the low, man. Look, that's a mass sale right there. You hit me right now for a knot. A man's knot. Right as we speak, man. So y'all keep your stuff, man. And stay safe, man. And God bless y'all.
Grab my purse.
Happy day, man.
Grab that.
Hold on. What's that?
Okay.
Yo. What's that? What's happening, man? What's going on with you?